Hi, Glenn Phillips here with Lake Homes Realty and lakehomes.com. Today I want to talk to you about how to sell your lake home for more money. There's some tips that actually can help you, and it involves being strategic and having a real estate agent who can work with you to do these things. So, tip number one, remove your emotional attachment. This is a property, and one of the biggest mistakes I see are people who confuse their attachment for the property with its value. You're an investor. This was an investment you made. You know, it's nice that you had all these years with the great kids or the grandkids and these memories, but the buyer doesn't know it. They want their memories with the property, and so they're not wanting to pay extra for your memories. So if you can detach those memories and that attachment and treat it as a transaction, and then afterwards you can have fond memories of life at that lake home. The second way to get more money is price strategically. And what do I mean by that? And I mean appropriately. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people go, well, you know, I really don't have to sell, but if I get this above market number, I'd be happy. Or they go, I just feel my house is worth this, and they pick a price that's above market. Those houses, inevitably, if they sell, they sit on the market a long time, those houses always get less money. And there's a whole sequence of reasons why, but without going into them, the home will sit on the market, it'll become stale. You price cut to finally get appropriate, but people have been watching this house, and now you've trained them you'll price cut, so then they lowball you and you get upset. Well, you trained them you'd price cut, so don't start there. Start with something that's market appropriate, and you're going to be much more likely to get that price or even above in negotiation. Use your time correctly. What do I mean by this? The buyer for a lake home often is from some distance away. So if you're trying to do something, oh, the market's been hot, there's high demand, we're going to get on the market and sold in one day. I see real estate agents in these markets going, sold in one day. And I have to believe they left money on the table for their seller, because the buyer who's out of town can't come look at that house in one day. And so using some time, that doesn't mean you want to set it up and ignore good offers, but you want to have a weekend or two, your agent will know best for your market, to have the opportunity for those out-of-town buyers to come and see the house. You're not looking for months on the market, but if you're selling in a day or two, candidly, you're leaving money on the table and your agent isn't having to do as much work, which probably makes them happy. They're getting paid, but at your expense. The next thing is think about net versus price. This is something we see commonly. It's, there's all sorts of real estate commissions that are offered by different entities, but don't confuse what you pay in real estate commission from what you're going to net. Now, you may say, well, these agents all do the same work anyways, it doesn't matter. I would contend you should interview some agents and find out if they have a plan to get you more money for your house by exposure into other markets, by putting it in certain places, by getting it featured on websites like lakehomes.com where the buyers are. Because if you could pay a little bit more commission and that agent helps you get more money, then it's your net, not what just I got a high price for my house. Or a low price and you sold it quick and you didn't pay much commission. You may walk away with less money. There's a plan for this. It's not perfect, but don't just jump to, well, it's not going to matter who I pick to show my house and list it. It does. It can have a drastic, in fact, the top producing agents in this country, as well as those in our midst, get more money for their sellers, and that's not by accident. So if it's not by accident, choose wisely. The other thing that you can do to get more money for your house is to have extra exposure. Yes, today somebody may brag, a listing agent, go, look, we're going to put it in these thousands of websites. Well, you don't need thousands of websites alone. You need the maximum exposure to the right buyer. For instance, the buyers that visit lakehomes.com, and there's some other websites that focus in this market, have sort of self-selected. They're looking for exactly this type of property. It's actually easier for them to come to a website like lakehomes.com to find lake property than go to one that has everything and they're trying to sort it out. So being sure you're getting properties that are featured on websites that are the exact buyer population is going to be a great reward of maximizing the number of people interested and the number of people making offers. And clearly with about anything, the more interested people and the more people making offers, the greater your odds that you're going to walk away with more money when you sell that property. So I hope these tips have been helpful. When it comes time to sell your property, we'd be glad to help you. Our lake-focused real estate agents, they're producers. They understand these strategies. You can find them at lakehomes.com. You can also see what the market looks like. because we have tens of thousands of properties for sale across lakes across the country. And we hope this information's been helpful to you when it comes time to sell. Sooner or later, we're here to help you. Thank you and have a great day. For more information, be sure to check out lakehomes.com.